Hello.
Hallelujah, all my new South Empire, wonderful and fantastic fun in Starman Films Global. Starman presents Family of Winners. It's your winner, Fitzhugh Sergio Fevers Huff. Yeah, that's right. I'm over here looking like the Black Messiah. That's right. Hey, Zeus or Yeshua, whatever you want to call him. But anyway, we got some great topics tonight. I'm trying to tell you guys. First of all, I want to thank all my panelists. We got CJ Wade. Hey, CJ, model, actress, content creator. And we got author, poet, actress, model, fitness trainer, butt maker. Albino Rose.
You funny.
You do specialize in glutes, right? All right.
Yes, I do.
And then we got that trepidatious Trav, stripper, exotic dancer, content creator extraordinaire, Travis Churchwell. Then we got that ultimate Formula One mechanic and actor and security, Adam C. Wilson. What's up, my winner?
What's up, my winner?
All right. And then we got that gorgeous, fantabulous, marvelous Malo. That's right. She is the founder of an organization that everybody needs to check into. And you're going to see her. You come through the airport. Believe that. She is so beautiful and nice and kind. Then we're going to have Valerie Williams coming on. She's a fitness trainer, too, who's always late because she's a gym rat. And then we got Letitia Simmons, who is a relationship therapist and Healing Hearts luxury matchmaker. All right. With that being said, we're gonna have my engineer put up the disclaimer, and I will read it. The Winnas Podcast disclaimer. The Winnas Podcast is meant to inform and entertain listeners. The opinions shared by the hosts and guests are their own and do not represent any company or organization. Topics discussed are based on opinions and information available at the time, which can change. This podcast does not give professional advice. Listeners should should check information for themselves. And the hosts and panelists are not responsible for any decisions or results based on what is shared on this show. Thank you very much, Mr. Engineer. I also need to ask the engineer to show our first sponsor, and it just happens to be my very own brand of moonshine, distilled and distributed by DojaVineyard.com. Yeah, it's called Fitz Paradise Juice, better known as FPJ, Fruit Punch Flavored Moonshine. I thought we had a visual of everything, but anyway, you can use FPJ at checkout to get your discount. You can go to www.dojavineyard.com and get your Fitz Paradise Juice. Straight like that. Now, let's get the nip it in the bud. We're going to skip Letitia's and we're going to skip Valerie's and do theirs when they join us. Our first topic for the night is, I believe this is CJ's topic. Everybody, y'all heard about the hantavirus that's going on, the outbreak on the cruises. CJ, before we show your clip that you sent us, you know what? Go ahead and play the clip first, and then you tell us what's your thoughts on it.
3 people have died after a suspected hantavirus outbreak on a cruise ship in the Atlantic Ocean. The World Health Organization says an investigation is underway, but at least 1 case has been confirmed. 5 others are suspected. One of the patients is currently in intensive care. Hantavirus infections pass to humans from rodents via urine or feces. In rare cases, it can be spread between people. The virus can cause severe respiratory illness and gastrointestinal distress.
Yo, what's up with that, CJ?
I have no idea, y'all, but it ended up making it over here to America. They said they found 2 cases in Georgia, 1 in Virginia. So, what's y'all thoughts? Like, I'm confused. I am not ready for another shutdown. Like, they also said the fatality rate is anywhere between 30 to 50%, whereas COVID was like around 17 to 20%. So, I don't know. What's y'all thoughts?
Well, after you posted that, I did some research, and then it came on at 6:30 on NBC News. It's not contagious unless you use the same fork that somebody else used. It's nowhere near as bad as COVID. It's not an airborne pathogen. It's not a foodborne pathogen. It's not sexually transmitted or anything like that. But my question is that shit was going on before it made it to the ship. That's how the rodents got on the ship. Because I don't think no rodent is going to travel way across all that sand beach and everything and go up on the pier and get onto the ship voluntarily to infest a cruise ship. So the packaging, I think it started at the packaging myself. The warehouse where it was at. But, I'm scared, I'd rather fight a lion than a mouse. I'm scared to death of a mouse or a rat. They run up your pants legs and they ain't going to stop. What you going to do? You got to squeeze that motherfucker. Oh, well, let them bite you. You know what? That is not happening. So I'm scared to death of a mouse. So I'm worse than an elephant. Straight like that. But, CJ, you just came off a cruise, didn't you?
Listen, that cruise, they was.
Then you just come off the cruise. Did you get your shot?
Was nowhere near where they contracted that. They stated that it was contracted through a couple that went to some type of bird seeing something, but they contracted it when they were in like Honduras or something of that nature. It was a luxury cruise. But listen, the cruise I was on was the Carnival cruise. We was nowhere near, so we don't have no worries. I don't have.
Yeah, but they said that it was a high concentration in Virginia, Florida, and Georgia, and then you have to port in Florida.
No, New Orleans.
Oh, you ported in. It said New Orleans too, though, did it?
They did, and look at you, not too much.
Were you trying to put it on there? Like,
No, I'm just making sure she okay. We got some films to shoot. Yeah. Okay, but we glad you're safe. Travis, where you think the rats came from, bro? How do you feel about that?
I think the whole virus thing, this is what I think. I think much like myself, the government's trying to stick something in you at all times. That's what I think. And I think that it's funny that they came up with, just like COVID, right? They came up with a vaccine like a couple years before. I mean, why are y'all coming up with vaccine? This doesn't make any sense, right? This is obviously another psyop. They're just trying to stick something in you, man. That's all there is to it. And I'm not gonna. I'm a little bit. I wouldn't say a conspiracy theorist, but this is getting out of control. We can look back right now.
You think this is man-made? Like they tried to blame AIDS on the
psyop. This is another psyop. So the medical community, not the medical community, but these pharmaceutical companies can sell you some bullshit. Now, I want to keep referencing COVID just because this is the exact same play they got for us. So we already know the mask's going to come back out, right? That COVID vaccine is not only suspect. The research is out on that COVID vaccine. So it's causing miscarriages. It's causing infertility. It's causing cancer rates to be on the rise. I don't know what the exact number is, but it's 60% higher. We can see all these things, big old clots. When they got your body, you got to pull these big old clots. For sure, that was some garbage that they convinced everybody to take. And by scaring them, oh, you're gonna die. Come on, man, it's the flu. You weren't scared about the flu last year. Why would you be scared of the flu this year? It doesn't make any sense. Except if you think about, you know what? Well, I'm not sure what exact company with Moderna or whoever. I think Pfizer. They hadn't made a profit in the whole time until they got everybody to take this COVID shot. I mean, come on, man. So this is I feel like this is what we have going on again. This is another psyop. This is another experiment in how much can we control the population through fear. You know, at what point are people going to stop listening? I mean, I understand you can listen to what they say, but for sure, everything out of their mouth's a lie from the rich man who's trying to put you some type of thing. Stick something in.
And you know what? You know, they always try to blame it on the poor animals. Y'all notice that they tried to blame AIDS on the green monkey. You remember that? You remember that? Now they're trying to blame it on the rats. Well, you never know. But according to a fact checker, hantavirus are a group of viruses usually carried by rodents such as mice and rats. Humans typically become infected by breathing in particles contaminated with rodent urine, saliva, or droppings. Now, so evidently it can be airborne pathogen. And they also said that on 630 News, it said that like if you share a fork or whatever like that, it can be transmitted that way. Our fact checker also said that most antivirus strains do not spread person to person. However, the Andes strain, found mainly in South America, is unusual because limited human-to-human transmission has been documented. All right, Marlo, what's your thoughts on this hantavirus? Where it come from and how serious is it?
I think anybody should take note and take precautions whenever they have an outbreak of something that is foreign to your body or foreign to a person. And of course, animals do carry various diseases. This is why they put out. That's why we have the World Health Organization. That's why we have the CDC. That's why we have the FDA. And more than likely, if those people contracted something, it's because they probably had a dirty kitchen and they were preparing food near these rodents' urine or feces so I just think it all comes from maybe the food preparation. If they did contract it on the cruise or were they sick when they got on the cruise, a lot of times it may come from the environment in which you obtain your foods. So wash your food when you get it thoroughly. Don't eat at every single restaurant just because it opens. Make sure you look at the reviews, look at the people. I mean, I had to walk out of a pizza place the other day because the girl was leaning on the counter. Then she went her happy butt back there and started making my pizza. I said, yo, what the hell is going on here? And
yeah, you know what? And then too,
give me my money back.
And then too, you guys, Valerie just hit me up and said she has suffered from a horrific migraine, so she won't be joining us tonight. Sorry to hear that, because she got a fashion show coming up this week, and I hope everything work out all right. Yeah, but I'm like this too. It's just like, first of all, when you see a sanitation grade in a facility, you got to take off two points automatically. I think it's 3 points now, because they get 3 points for taking an hour class called Serve Safe. You know what I'm saying? So the grade is not like it's supposed to be. If it say 93, it's really a 90. So that could be a difference of an A and a B. I'm very meticulous about checking the sanitation grade. Adam, where did shit come from? Was it transplanted, government transplanted, or how do rats get on there, or should we be concerned?
I mean, obviously, this is inputted into. There's a couple of things that draw red flags to me, such as like recently Carnival Cruise just got hit at port for refusing to do safety and health inspections. These cruise lines are denying inspections, are denying any type of oversight, and denying anybody or any country to come in and regulate anything in there. Then you get these outbreaks. They should be fully held responsible for attempted murder. I mean, once you start holding people accountable for these type of scenarios, they'll be more preventative to be able to prevent these type of things from happening on their ships. I mean, you're stuck in the middle of the ocean on a ship. You're not going anywhere. You ain't able to run. You're there, and you're kind of subject to what they put in your environment. So if there's no regulations or no control of it, I expect this to be more common.
And you know what? Something like that could turn into, CJ, your ass and your family could have been quarantined to that ship out there eating beans and weenies the whole time.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You laughing, that shit is not funny though. You know what I'm saying? Because that's new to me, Adam, but I'm glad you brought that to our attention. So they refused to take an inspection. Do you know what cruise line that was?
Carnival.
Wow. I don't like Carnival too much anyway. You know,
it's not just Carnival. All of them are denying inspections and are giving them a hard time. Yeah, and it's becoming a big deal at certain ports for some foreign countries are refusing to allow them to come in because they're refusing the inspections. So they're having to change some of their port locations because of it. And they're willing to reaccommodate their people just to avoid the inspection. That tells me everything I need to know. I'm not right.
For real though. That shows me the grade of meat, the grade of everything, the produce and everything. You got to think about it out there 5 or 7 days. That shit got to be right. That produce got to be pristine the first day and got to last 5 days for them to lounge set up. Navia, what's your thoughts? Is this an implant or what?
I mean, me personally, like hearing what he just said, I mean, I did not even know that. That is crazy because I did a cruise and really like that food is really not all of that anyway. Like I do understand and then you stuck on somewhere because I was on there for 7 days. I thought that was a pretty like too long because you like, you know, you got to adapt to everything that they got going on. So, I mean, really, I just think like everybody said, I agree with everything that everybody said. I don't have no rebuttal on that. It's just new stuff to me. Yeah.
There's going to be more. We're going to be enlightened to some more stuff, you know, later on. You can do, but, you know, we like to talk about fresh topics and it just happened. We just glad CJ is back here safe. And didn't have to stay on that ship and watch all that twerking and stuff for 7 days straight. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't do Carnival. Because when I go away, I don't want to go see what I can see here. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even like seeing it here. But anyway, moving right along to the next topic. Our next topic is, that's right, we're in a new order right now because of the absenteeism of Letitia and Valerie. Valerie, if you're watching, we hope you feel better, darling. Okay, doctors not addressing the parasites in our bodies. I believe that's Travis' topic.
That's mine. That's mine.
Did you send us a video clip or anything on that?
Yes.
All right. Engineer, can you please show that, please?
Doctors used to deworm before treating anything. You need to watch this.
No one is resistant to worms and parasites. And look at the 1800s. We go through the 1800s. What did the doctors do then? They dewormed you.
Were deworming programs, parasite programs, all through America, all through Canada, all through the world, parasite programs, and pictures of parasites that they had found in flesh. For doctors in those days did autopsies, and they found parasites.
And the best man I like in America is Dr. Chase out of Chicago. He wrote 3 books. You can get them in the library in the old book section, Dr. Chase. In the center of his book, he's got a whole bunch of remedies for deworming. And you know what? He kept records. I love it. And here's what he stated. For some strange reason, after 40 years of practice, I have them every year never come in for anything. They come in for checkups. They're healthy. And the people that never deworm, except for 2 or 3 years down the road, need some doctoring. And the people that never deworm, well, we're starting a new clinic for them because they have this strange new disease called cancer. And Dr. Chase got an 80% success rate right in Chicago in the 1800s of getting rid of cancer by deworming.
So we started to search for parasite programs and went, and gosh, they strung out and they were swimming all over. And I thought, oh my heavens, look at that. They're usually white. And there's some of them that look like tarantula spiders, like little tiny miniature sailboats. Some of them look like little spacecraft. Yeah, this is really strange stuff. And every single person 5% better.
This is another compelling reason I am deworming myself and family at a minimum of twice a year. The amount of disease that
Wow, that's very intriguing, and that makes a hell of a lot of sense. I know one thing, my daughter, she eats crazily all the time. She's not gaining no weight. And I told her mom, I said, look, man, we need to take her to go get her to the GI and see if she got worms or something, because man, she eating all the damn time and not gaining no weight. Trav, any specific reason why you chose that topic?
Because I think we got worms inside, probably. So I noticed there's been people I've seen, they're dying of cancer. Now, I've never really thought about this whole lot. Obviously, nobody, you wouldn't want to get cancer. But imagine, and again, this is back to the medical community, right? Because it's all a scam. It's pretty much all a scam. So imagine they want to sell you something, right? But if you weren't ill, they wouldn't have anything to give you. So, of course, they don't want you to know it's as simple as deworming yourself. People used to do this all the time. I've asked people, hey, when you do this, do you see worms in your crap? They're like, yeah. Now, I don't know if this is true. I got ivermectin here, right? So it might give you diarrhea, so I haven't actually taken it yet because I got to wait till I'm not working, right? And I'm working Saturday, so I got to wait. I don't want to be, you know what I mean? Worms coming out your ass when you're at the job. So I'm definitely going to try it and see, but just imagine if cancer was caused by an infection of parasites that could easily have been fixed. And not only fixed, this people were already doing this. Somebody, the medical community, let's get rid of that so we can sell them something. So let's make that look like quack science. And I've always thought that it was. But just imagine all the people. Imagine your family members. Imagine maybe your mom, your dad, whoever. They died of cancer because doctors refused to admit that, yes, just like a dog or any other animal, you also have worms. Whether you have, you mess with somebody dirty, put your mouth down there and she wasn't really clean or whatever, then bang, that's how the eggs got in your mouth or whatever. And we all do it. You all put your mouth somewhere you shouldn't have put it. Let's just call it like that. So, however these things are getting in there, obviously you didn't eat a worm. You must have ate larvae or something like that. And you ingested it. And that thing started growing inside you. I'm trying to tell you right now. I'm going to take this ivermectin. I'm going to try it. See what happens.
But who said you wasn't supposed to do that? Who said you wasn't supposed to eat that, though? I mean, that's another whole topic, but yeah.
The medical community right now basically says the parasite thing's some BS. That's not what it is on purpose, right? Even though people used to do this. And if you take a crap and you deworm and you see worms in there, then you're going to know what time it is. I'm going to be very upset about all the people who died needlessly because y'all trying to make a nickel.
Yeah, but I think
I'll let y'all know next time. I'll let you know if I saw some worms or not.
Yeah, but no, we ain't interested in all that. You just leave them old ladies alone. That's all you need to do is leave them old ladies alone. You know they say you get worms from old ladies. You just leave them. Leave them cougars and pumas and bobcats and jaguars alone. That's all you need to do.
Sir, I'm trying to tell you, we're all subject to law. You know what I'm talking about. You've been there too. I know you have. I know you have. You got a beard too.
Ain't no shame in my game. That's my flavor saver. Anyway, CJ.
Listen, you're hanging out. Cancer is a parasite. Now it's funny because I did jump down that rabbit hole, and I was looking into a young lady, and I was watching her journey because she had cancer. And what she did is she went to a holistic doctor. She went to a Western, which is like a regular doctor who studied Western medicine, and they was trying to give her chemo and so forth and so forth. We understand the survival rate behind chemo. It's next to nothing. So she ended up going to a holistic doctor, and the holistic doctor prescribed her a deworm, like a little parasite, I guess, like deworm pill, but it's what you'll usually give to like animals, like a dog or like a horse or something. And she was taking it, and when she took it, her cancer was gone. Like she took it until she went to her appointment, and her cancer was gone. And her doctor, when she went to her Western doctor, she did it just to prove, like, hey, I went to a holistic doctor. The information you gave was different from that, yada, yada, yada. And to prove a point, you went back and got tested and her cancer was gone. So you're absolutely correct. Like, I jumped on that rabbit hole. So you're absolutely correct. It is a parasite. And if you deworm, you can get rid of it.
So you saying, you know what? I'm gonna have my fact checker. I'm gonna have my fact checker engineer. Samuel, if you can or you got time, can you pull up and see if worms or any kind of parasite can contribute to cancer? All right, if you can. Adam.
Yeah.
How many parasites you got?
Probably 1 million. I haven't dewormed in a while. Probably about a year.
Okay. Do you think it's linked to some of these health issues?
10,000%. If you look up holistic doctors that have been killed in the last 10 years, it is a astronomical amount. I actually was good friends with a buddy of mine who had 5 facilities in California. We were trading options together, making a life, and they killed him, his wife, his grandma, his kids, his whole family is gone. When you start playing in medicine, it's not something you can play with. It scared the shit out of me. I moved back to North Carolina. I don't play. Cancer itself is a healthy reaction to your body to overload of parasites or poisons or toxins. And is a pocket or cell. When a doctor performs a biopsy, he is cutting open that pocket of poison and releasing it into the bloodstream. It is never a good idea to do a biopsy on a limp or a swelling. Everything in the body is either inflammation or it's parasites. There's no other diseases in the body. Disease does not exist in an alkaline body, which is the reason why we're given acidic sodas and everything is so acidic. You'll also notice you get anything that's healthy, like for instance, Bragg's, the Bragg's vinegar. That was good for you. Then what? Katy Perry bought it out, changed it over, and boom, now it's not good for you anymore. They do that with everything. So this is like a corporational wide of funding through the same way you have like Israel funding the government. You have big corporations and big companies who are funding to lobby to get their poison through to be able to get their medicine that they own that is going to be caused by their poison. It's all a giant circle of money. And we're all at the cost and the risk of it. It's gross at this point, but it's so obvious that if you're still going to a Western doctor, I mean, at this point, you're gonna need some help. We're gonna need a psychologist for you. Or
all right, so you saying now? I remember they were saying a teaspoon of vinegar with mothers in it was very healthy. You said they retracted that.
Yes, sir. So basically, Katy Perry ended up buying out the brand. They end up rebranding it and actually rechanging the chemistry in it to make it more acidic, and then also to not make it as beneficial. They do that with everything. Yes, sir.
Our fact checker said yes. Certain parasitic worms called helminths are known to increase the risk of some cancers in humans. Guess what? Guess what your winner is doing tomorrow? I'm getting every form of deworming, deparasiting first thing in the morning. And he also said this is a medically established connection recognized by organizations such as WHO, International Agency for Research of Cancer. Wow, yo. Man, there's so much. Oh, I do want to say before we go to Navia, I want to thank our viewers for viewing. We see you viewing. We would like for you to like, share, comment, subscribe, and even join the show if you would like to. If you make a comment saying you want to join the show, the engineer will send you the link for you to actually come on and talk about what we're talking about. Navia.
Well, you know, I'm into healing my own body. I love herbs and stuff like that. The deworming, I have not tried, so I then wrote it down because I need to check into that and stuff. I just feel like doctors is outplayed to me. They, everybody, spending their money on that, and I think that they could just get like herbs and really mix up some stuff, do their research and mix up a lot of things and heal their own body. So, I really do think that deworming may be a good thing, and I will look more into it. I don't know too much about it, but like I said, I am in the herbs and I am into healing myself. So yeah.
I know one thing. I'm definitely, most definitely going to go get me some deworm tomorrow. Marlo?
I agree to a extent with all of the deworming. I would say I cleanse regularly due to a prior condition I had. So I think I'm pretty much clean as far as parasites or what have you, because you go through different treatments. So as far as that, and I make sure I eat clean. I watch what I eat. I detox. I don't deworm, but I just try to, like the Vea said, that you use healthy diets. You use herbs and different things in order to keep your body clean and healthy. And I do trust in the doctors because they saved my life. So I do trust in them and to care for me health wise.
I wonder when we get our colonoscopy and endoscopy, does that flush out the parasites and stuff too? That's a good question. Fact checker, can you let me know, because I got that coming up. I want to know, can colonoscopy and endoscopy get rid of it? He said, our fact checker said, how worms may contribute to cancer. Scientists believe that. He said scientists believe the cancer risk comes mainly from chronic inflammation, repeated tissue injury, immune system change release of parasite-related toxins or metabolic products. Okay, I want to know, does endoscopy and colonoscopy help with that? But anyway. No. Yeah, it probably doesn't. Probably bypasses that. You know what I'm saying?
Why you got so many in your booty hole for?
What are you talking about? Shit, man. Last time I checked, I had 3 polyps. They were benign, but shit, I'm gonna make sure again. You know, I was trying to figure out. I'm 65. I'm with a 4-year-old. I'm trying to DC or get married. Yeah, for real.
Anyway. You're 65 and you talking about old women and all of that. So
oh yeah,
what that say to you?
Yeah, that's right. Because I'm not old. I'm not old. I'm bold.
Okay, so what you call a cougar and all of that? So what you?
It was just jokes. I know you can't get no worms from no old woman. I already know that. That's some crazy stuff. Yeah, it's just jokes. Not bad.
Okay, well, I'm just joking too. If you want to joke, I can joke too, right?
Yeah, let's joke on. Let's joke on to the next topic. Yeah, but anyway, I guess I guess everybody know they got worms. All right, fact checker said, important perspective. These cancers are relatively uncommon in countries with clean water systems, modern sanitation, food safety standards, and parasite control programs. Maybe that's why you don't see much of it, hear too many cases of it here in the United States. But I do know malaria comes from parasites, dysentery, diphtheria. There's a whole lot of disease that do come from parasites. All right, moving right along. Now, this topic is very dear to my heart because I do have a 4-year-old and it's scary. Fentanyl-laced candy, even on the shelves. That's deep. Navia, did you send us a clip on this? Yes, you did. I did. Yes, you did. Engineer, how about running that, please?
Sorry to the family. I don't know if y'all heard this story with the 4-year-old boy from Pennsylvania. The boy and the mom come home, and the boy is eating a fucking lollipop, whatever, playing around, doing whatever. The mom off doing whatever. She goes back in the room. She finds this little boy unresponsive. And she's like, what the fuck? She panicked. She called 911. Ambulance. I need an ambulance. My son, he's not moving. He's not breathing. They rush there, get the boy in the stretcher. They trying to do everything, get him back. They rush him to the hospital. So they performing all kind of tests on him. So now the mom out there, she wondering what the fuck going on. They basically come out and tell her, sorry for your loss. What? The fuck you mean sorry for my loss? They go back. The police come down. They want to talk to what's going on? How your son died? They back there doing their own tests now. They doing on-site tests, whatever they can figure out. So the guy come out, one of the doctor guys come out like, yo, what the fuck? This kid had fentanyl in his system. She like, fentanyl? How we have fentanyl in his system? They like, I don't know. Police like, yeah, this is what we want to talk to you about. So she like, I don't know. We came from the store. You know, he went in the room, he was watching cartoons or whatever, eating his lollipop. I came back, I found him unresponsive. They goes back to the house, they take her back to the house. They start collecting all the evidence in his room, everything around him. You know, drink over here, lollipop on the floor, this, that, and the third. They do tests on this lollipop. Tell me why this lollipop had fentanyl in it. They tell yo, where you get this lollipop from? She like, I just got it from the store. They take her back to the store. Tell me why they gather some shit from the back of the store, take it, go do tests. 1 million cops run up in there. It's fucking lollipops and boxes of lollipops back there with fentanyl in it. That I guess somehow, it got mixed up in the front from what I was reading and I was told. And this little kid from Pennsylvania, 4 years old, died from a motherfucking overdose from a lollipop, man. From a lollipop. It's in vapes. That shit is in fucking weed. That shit is in Hennessy. Like, is we under attack? What the fuck? Like, they done found this shit in food. Like, what the fuck going on? Like, this shit getting spooky.
Oh. It's why, you know, another thing I was like, why they target Hennessy? I guess they know a lot of black people drink Hennessy. But yeah, that is deep about that candy. But what was so suspect about that one case is, why did she have so much of the same candy when the police came? Did anybody else hear that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So was she trafficking or?
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking like, because if it's in the stores like that, they said they found it in food, they found it in alcohol, they found it all. And this is not only in Pennsylvania, this is in California, New York, all of them places. So it got to be something dealing with the manufacturer or people that's dealing with the stores. I don't know, but it's kind of crazy and scary at the same time to be having fentanyl and all of this stuff, and people like, is we even safe to eat anymore? Like, go to the stores and shop. Like, it's crazy.
And not only that though, but they said they found a whole lot in her crib. So was she in possession with intent to sell and deliver?
No, they found it in the store, the back of the store.
The back of the store. Okay. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
No, that is deep. How you think? Well, who you think is permitting this stuff? It's coming through. It's coming through customs. CJ, what's your thoughts on this topic?
I feel like it's coming from China.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
I mean, that's where fentanyl coming from. I feel like it's part of
China and Mexico.
War. Yeah, I feel like it's a part of like an act of war. Like they don't have to bomb everything nowadays to attack. Like they have their different ways of attacking, and drugs has always been a thing since forever. So I think it is part of a like war tactic, maybe from like China or something. I'm not quite sure, but it is scary knowing you can go in the store and get a lollipop for your kid and they die because they OD from fentanyl. Like that's, I don't know, that's a lot, but I do definitely think it's definitely a war tactic, and it's somewhere from another country, because that's wild.
Amalo?
I am hesitant to comment because I really don't know the backlit of that story. And have we identified the deaths?
Well, I know for a fact that there has been a lot of documented cases of Skittles, Starburst,
shrimps,
and what? No, what's the other one? Nerds. And
you talking about candy?
The
Oh,
nerve
you talking about
clusters,
candy?
yup.
yeah, I know it's a lot of documented cases of that. And I don't know who the manufacturers are of them. I hope it's not Jolly Rancher because the only one that's Jolly is the Rancher, you know.
Okay.
But yeah, the one that's making the money off of selling and killing these people over here. But then that's a sad situation. It's like,
But
it's like,
almost, well, I'm gonna say it almost takes it back to the reason why a lot of people don't take their children trick or treating.
I never did that anyway. Yeah.
Well, back in the day, we all went trick or treating. We went to the house.
I never went. Never went. Yeah.
Well, maybe you haven't, but that's just a cultural thing here in the U.S.
Yeah.
Where you take your kids trick or treating. It has died down over the last decade because now people are bringing their children to trusted sources like churches or parties, but they were doing things to candy, poisoning candies and giving it to kids, or putting razor blades in apples and
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
Things with kids. So that's why a lot of that died down. So I guess it really depended on where that child or that person got that candy or something for it. So I can't say a whole organization would allow somebody to go in and poison their product and kill people. I think it's been tampered.
An inside job. Yeah. Yeah, just like
they got it from, it was tampered with, and that's why you always pay attention. You don't go to the grocery store if a jar is half open, you put it back on the shelf, or you tell a representative a bag of candy half open, you never buy it, you leave it where it is. So it still keeps the red flags up on everything you do in society.
right. Yeah, and like my daughter, she does everything sugar free candy and everything. But I mean, it's like it's really scary to even trust anything. I mean, even with pretty soon they're gonna be saying something about the food. You know what I'm saying?
They already saying something. They found something in California. They a lady her child had died about because they had cooked some shrimps and they went to the grocery store. So you can't really say about it's like not being sealed or open because look at the Hennessy. The Hennessy that was closed. They found mad bottles that was closed and it was sealed and everything, and they still found fentanyl in it. So it's, to me, I feel like it's a like how she said, a war thing, like they trying to like kill us like without the bombs and stuff, because this is crazy, because I don't understand how it's going on like that.
It's
like,
an act of war on the people. That's what it is.
yeah, it's definitely, to me, that's what it's giving right now. It's giving like, it's like they trying to sneakily do things and stuff like that instead of like trying to do it like bombing and all that. Like, no, they got to buy stuff from us anyway. So yeah, we ship them this and kill them all. And that's basically what I get out of it too. So, because if it's sealed, how is it the store that's doing it if it's sealed? Like, wouldn't it be like open? Like she said, it would be open, because of course you're not gonna drink nothing that's open. I hope you wouldn't, but if it's sealed and you thinking that you got, you know what I'm saying, a Hennessy bottle and you drinking it, it was sealed, and a couple of people died off of that. So yeah.
Yeah, no, and I think it's targeted to it. I mean, it's not a conspiracy. I mean, who drinks Hennessy? You know what I'm saying? And I mean, a lot of people, everybody drinks Hennessy, but a concentrated, select few people drink Hennessy. CJ, what's how do you? I mean, Adam, would you put when the way shit is going on now, you would put restrictions on your child having any kind of candy or anything, wouldn't you?
I mean, to an extent. I mean, you have to understand, I mean, kind of what CJ's saying, 90% of all fentanyl that comes into America comes from China. I mean, there is no manufacturing facility who is anywhere close to anything that has to do with fentanyl. So there's no like cross-contamination that might have happened. This is 100% man-made, intentional. You don't accidentally get fentanyl in candy. You don't, like back in September, they were going through South Carolina and North Carolina to all the vape shops because kids were dying because they were smoking that THCA with the THCA crystals on it, and it was just fentanyl sprayed on fucking weed. They were going around busting everybody. There was like 40 some tobacco shops got busted for the same thing. So I seen it there. Then I seen the gentleman who works hard, takes care of his family, doesn't do anything, just comes home on the weekends, has a couple of drinks of Hennessy, and he passed away. His wife comes in, she's freaking out. The man does no drugs, has never done anything hard in his life, passes away. Then you get the kid, and they're finding the epicenters of where they're creating them. So if the government really cared, it would be very easy to find out who manufactured the lollipop and where the lollipop came from, because everything is scored and dated in a manufacturing process. So if we really wanted the truth, or the government really cared, we'd find the answer. They'd be busted. It'd be over. You know what I mean? So this is all man-made. I mean, right now we're not even having enough kids to grow our population. And so now if you just start knocking off a few random here and there, I mean, you got your population control without even breaking a sweat.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense too, my winner. That makes a lot of hidden genocide. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, it's the Holocaust. The Holocaust. You got to worry about the Holocaust.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
Tiny hat.
Tiny hat. Absolutely, brother.
Okay. Yeah. Travis, what's your thought?
I think the fentanyl thing is crazy, right? I've seen people, they're all doped out. You can tell when they I saw somebody the other day, and it's like, come on, man. This is the last person I think would be like doped out like that. And they're like, they make these noises and shit, and they get this superiority thing going on. It's just crazy, right? But it's like, man, you're tripping. You're gonna, this is something you should play with. But I think that obviously these things are going on. Obviously, just like in the 80s, people were putting stuff in the aspirin bottle. Right, of course, this is going on. People say, I don't know what type of sick bastard you have to be to think it would be cool to kill somebody, right? But to the point, we should all have this. This is, I don't know if you can see what this is, right? It's Narcan, okay? So
yeah, everybody should have that in their house.
Everybody, you should have some. You never know who is. It could be a little kid next door gets into something. Who knows? It could be your neighbor. It could be. Hey, you party too hard, might be you. But at the end of the day, we should all have that. That solves the issue.
Hold on 1 second. I want to fact checker, engineer. Can you check to see how accessible is it for the public to get Narcan? All right, go ahead, Travis.
They give it out. They're ODing with little kids. I say little kids. Yeah, I'm 46 years old. So children that are 14, 15, 16, 17. In Tampa, there's a lot of mothers. It hits the mother hard, man. And so they'll be out on the street corner of the gym I go to in the summertime. This woman is 2 blocks down the street, and she has her sign, and she's handing out Narcan specifically to people because she wants to be in their hand, because maybe somebody who had some when her daughter was going through what she was going through, she could have lived. So they passed this out on the street here. My mother, unfortunately, she passed when I was about 3 years old. She passed because she was getting high and her friends left her. They just rolled out, Imagine if somebody be like, nah, I'm going to hit her with this. Now, they didn't have it back then, obviously. This was in 83. But imagine how somebody could just say, like, they only have to just squirt, boom, and then roll out. So the Narcan thing is we need to be prepared at all times. Can you be prepared with everything? No. But the Narcan, man, this stuff is, as y'all saying, it's everywhere. It's into stuff. People who are ingesting it don't even know. If somebody in the crowd got some Narcan, or you hear you hollering and screaming, then this is bottom line, everybody should have some. And you can get it, like I said, a lady hands it out on the street because unfortunately her daughter, passed away at a young age because I think some weed had some fentanyl on it. I think she was like 15 or 16. Tragic. And this is just over and over and over again. I think it's going to continue to happen. So what can we do? We can try to save somebody if we can. All you got to do is have it in your kitchen drawer. Oh, I got some Narcan. Let me help. You got a couple of minutes. You see the guy turning blue. You should be able to tell. You can tell when someone's not getting oxygen. They start turning blue. You can kind of figure out. Oh, he's either doped up or boom, boom, boom. Let me hit him with this real quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some in my car and in every room of the house. The fact checker said Narcan is available over the counter, available without prescription, legal to carry in all 50 states, sold at many pharmacies, grocery stores, and online retailers. Thank you, fact checker. Appreciate you. You the bomb. All right. He said you can commonly find it at CVS, Walgreens, Walmart, Target, Rite Aid, Amazon, and other online retailers for $35 to $50. All right, that's worth it, saving lives. All right. All right, now, did I miss anybody on their thoughts about this? Did everybody get a chance to comment on it? Stephanie Wade said here in Washington, D.C., they give it out at the fire stations. Oh, that's very good to know. And also we have a new Gummy J. Ooh, why is your name Gummy J? Ooh, I want to know why they call you Gummy J. Great information. Yeah, straight like that. Okay. Anyway, you got me on whoever Gummy J is got me discombobulated. Hey.
You funny. Not Gummy J.
Gummy J, you stay on to after the show, yo. Straight like that. All right, next, the next topic is look, I got to find the topic again. But they do that. America, excuse me, I'm like Bernie Mac. I'm all messed up over here.
You know.
Gummy J. I don't know whether to take that with herbs or what. All right, we got two more topics.
All right, let's see.
All right, let's get it. Democratic Party funding hate groups. I thought we covered this last week. Oh, Gummy J said, I know. If I don't know, I'm going to try to find out. Straight like that. Oh. Then we did, that's yours, right, Adam?
Yeah, I know you did it last week.
We did it last week. We could touch it again. We could touch it minutely, okay?
Yeah.
Democratic Party funding the hate groups. Then you send a clip.
Yep.
All right, Mr. Engineer, do you mind playing that clip, please?
Joining us now is Jeremy Tedesco, ADF Senior Counsel and Senior VP of their Counter-Censorship Task Force. Jeremy, first of all, thank you so much for coming on.
My pleasure. Thanks, John.
So this indictment really is a bombshell. We overuse that term, but it's a true bombshell indictment here. The allegations are almost hard to believe. They're a complete 180 from what the SPLC claims to do. First, let's start with the actual indictment, and then we'll talk about some of the details of how this is playing out so far. So 11 total charges in this indictment. Can you explain those charges for us?
Yeah, there's 6 wire fraud charges, 4 related to false statements to federally chartered banks, and then 1 charge related to conspiracy to conceal money laundering. And so they all basically revolve around what you were talking about, which is the allegation that the SPLC is essentially asking people to fund their fight against hate groups while they're actually taking some of that money and giving it to the hate groups so they can do more hate. They're fomenting the very activities they're asking their donors to fight against, is what the indictment ultimately is about.
Now, the SPLC tried to get ahead of this indictment. They released a statement beforehand claiming this is just part of their informant program. They say they're just paying informants so that they can stay ahead of these hate groups. The Justice Department says that's not at all what's happening here. What are the specific claims the DOJ is making to counter the SPLC's argument?
Well, I think the clearest thing that relates to that in the indictment revolves around the 2017, everybody will remember, the Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville. And apparently SPLC was paying one of the members of the online leadership group that put that event on. Apparently that person was even acting at the behest of and direction of SPLC related to posts online, and planning the event, and even facilitating the transportation of some people to that event. So, I mean, that's the clearest thing in the indictment. I think the DOJ has a lot more to prove there. And, this is just the beginning of this. This is an indictment by a federal grand jury. Now the federal government will put on their evidence, and we'll see if they can prove it.
Right.
Yeah, we discussed that last week. We didn't have that morning wire clip though. We had an actual clip of the I think you're talking about the PSLLC, which is one of the groups that was assisted in the funding of the Aryan Nation, the KKK, and some other white supremacists. And we had touch base on that. As a matter of fact, we had a long conversation. But what's your thoughts on that, and why did you pick that topic, Adam?
I mean, the reason why I picked the topic is just because it's a big separation in America. I mean, the only place you don't see racism is on a playground. You know what I mean? When you put a bunch of kids together, ain't no racism out there. Everybody best friends, everybody love each other. One thing that really ticked me off about this whole situation is one of the founding members, which is Julian Bond. Julian Bond was one of the individuals who protested the Coretta Scott King funeral because she used a church that didn't support LGBTQ and gay rights. I mean, and I think that's such a disrespectful way to honor somebody so legendary. You know, and they do this a lot. But one thing they also do that you didn't mention in the clip is they create what they call hate maps, which is people or organizations who go against liberal or gay groups or anybody else who is with their ideology. And they do things like remove their funding, protest against them. They have the Charlottesville riots. And everybody thinks, oh, these racist people are out being racist. No, these are all funded propaganda protests to divide Americans. And I just want it to stop. I just want everybody to love everybody to understand that everything you're seeing, unless it's an 80-year-old white man stuck in his ways, we can't fix him. Give him another 10 years, he'll be gone. The rest of us in my 30s and 40s, it's not the same between us. Everybody's is such a melting pot. And I think that's something that needs to grow and to realize that a lot of these ideological ways are all funded propaganda.
I don't know about you, but I got 65 more years than me, so I'm gonna be 130. 130. So. But anyway, I agree with you 100%. This Democratic Party, Republican Party, it's a bunch of crap, man. All it is divisive. You know, everybody should just come together, get along with it. If you don't like gays, then you know what I'm saying. You don't like gays. You know what I'm saying, and it shouldn't be forced on you to try to like it or nothing like that. You know, just everybody live their life, and it should be just one party. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if I have a party. I don't care if you're Democrat, Republican, Independent, unaffiliated. I don't care what you are, except for one thing: you can come to my party. You know what I'm saying? Only one thing I don't like at my party, but for rating things, I'm not gonna say exactly what it is, but y'all already know what it is. You know what it is, Yeah, I'm a very proud homophobe, but let me put it that way. Okay. CJ, you weren't on last week. Navia and Travis, we already discussed it. Y'all, CJ and Marlo, y'all wasn't on last week. How do y'all feel about the Democratic Party funding these hate groups to create a fluff to turn around and combat some white supremacists, but they steadily donating money? Fact checker, can you pull up the correct amount of money that they donated? I know it was $3 million in one while, but I don't know the total. More than 3 million allegedly went to paid sources connected to groups such as the Ku Klux Klan. I don't need to read no more. Neo-Nazi organizations and other extremists. But they turn right around and say they're against it. But how you against it if you are funding them? CJ.
I mean, you know, for me, the Democrats and Republicans definitely the same wing on the same bird, or two different wings on the same bird. I don't put it past them. That's definitely super on par. I mean, when you have an agenda, you're going to pretty much see it through by any means. So this is historically on par.
Just like you said, they two wings on the same bird. Yeah, they should. You never know, the Republicans could be doing the same thing too, but they're not dumb enough to get caught so far. Anyway.
I mean, they got caught on some other stuff, but you know.
Yeah. Marlo, what's your thoughts on the Democratic Party funding the white supremacists?
I like how we go back to the 19th century ideology of Democrats participating in donations to these extremists. Yes. Past, before the civil rights movement, which I stated prior, these are Southern Democrats who eventually moved over to the Republican Party which again was stated a couple of weeks ago. So the 20th century Democratic Party is not of that nature. They are called the Dixiecrats, which is back in the day in the 1900s and 1800s. This is when all of these parties had a racial divide, had prejudice and racism in them. They were white people, right? So parties have shifted over the last 50 to 60 years, 100 years actually, because it was the 19th century. We're in 2023. You're talking about something before the 1960s when they used to do this.
No, we're talking about right now.
Hold on. Let her finish. One mic. Let her finish.
They moved over into the Republican Party. Those ones that were the extremists that was donating to these. And you're always going to have individuals that we can't group one party into one and say, oh, the Democratic Party is funding this to the KKK, to the Proud Boys or whatever. No, you can't say that. You could probably say some sneaky link inside of that party could be funding or friends with someone. But prior to the civil rights movement, that's what they did.
But
Democrats. That's why they still had slavery.
Okay, so what do you say? What do you say about the findings after the Dixiecrats? The recent findings.
Where is it?
Sam, can you pull it up when you get a chance, please?
2000. I'm talking about 2000.
Okay. I can abbreviate it a little bit. The SPLC. All right, they just got busted for doing it. Just got busted. That's a whole. That's not no sneaky link. That is a whole freaking organization funded by the Democratic Party now.
This isn't the first time they've been busted. They got busted in 2019. They also got busted in 2017. This is the first time it's been made public. And see, I guess the last thing I want to leave you with is the 1% in the world lives in the private, which exists off the laws of 1776, which was what? 1776. What laws were created then? So
okay, hold on 1 second. Hold on. Fact checker said Democrats that moved over to the GOP were business conservatives, anti-tax voters, religious conservatives, and anti-regulation groups, also increasingly aligned with Republicans. Okay, I guess he's saying that those that moved over, they moved over way back then. Well, you do have a few Democrats switching to Republican and vice versa. You know, you got some Republicans switching to Democrats. Like I said, they all should be one party. It should be the Humanity Party. I think it should be all one. You know, it shouldn't be so divisive. But when it quack like a duck, waddle like a duck, and look like a duck, it's a damn duck.
Actually, we are donkeys. That's what the Democrat Party.
Oh yeah, y'all got they got the right. They got the right. They got the right. They got the right emblem, right symbol. Jackasses. They got the right one. They damn so got. Nah, they got that right.
Stubborn and
but why it gotta be only Democrats though? Because both of them got.
Wait, hold on. You did. Where did you hear anybody say only Democrats?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But you're talking a lot of junk more about the Democrats, though. You need to be
because they're the ones that got busted. They the ones that got busted.
Snakes, though. But they both snakes, though. Both.
But they got. But the Republicans. The Republicans ain't dumb enough to get busted, though. The Republicans ain't dumb enough.
But that don't mean that everybody is like that. That don't mean the Democrat, like all of the Democrats is the same. Like some of them is in there, some of them is not. Like that's like racist people. Like, okay, some people is racist, some people is not.
Did you hear anybody
say just one, you know what I'm saying? The Democrats, just because the Republicans you claim didn't get caught. It's still they still doing sneaky stuff as well. So
okay, did you hear anybody on this panel say only Democrats?
Yes.
No, you didn't.
Yes.
No, you didn't. I said only the Democrats. I said only the Democrats got busted.
Move in. Yes,
you did. I said only the Democrats got busted. That's what I said.
Yes, all three languages. Don't be ashamed. That's all four languages. Yes.
All right. We're not going to talk about the Democrats anymore, okay?
See?
Yeah, or the Democrats. Dimmer, Dimmer. All right. Anyway, next topic, the last topic for the night, guys.
I hear you.
Was the Black Panthers really were the Black Panthers a threat
Right?
to the United States of America? Play that clip, Sam.
In 1969, FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover called the Black Panther Party the greatest threat to the internal security of the country. But he wasn't talking about their rifles or their leather jackets. He was talking about their cereal bowls. While the media was busy showing you images of militants in berets, the Panthers were busy running the most effective social safety net in American history. In 1966, Huey P. Newton and Bobby Seale wrote the 10-point program. It wasn't a declaration of war. It was a demand for basic human rights. They wanted freedom, full employment, and an end to the robbery of the Black community. They demanded decent housing, education that taught our true history, and an immediate end to police brutality. The most dangerous thing the Panthers ever did was feed the kids. In 1969, they launched the Free Breakfast for Children program. By 1970, they were feeding over 20,000 children every single day in cities across the nation. The program was so successful that it forced the U.S. government to expand its own school breakfast program in 1975 because they couldn't allow the revolutionaries to be the ones proving that the system was failing. But they didn't stop at breakfast. The Panthers opened people's free medical clinics in 13 cities. At a time when the medical establishment ignored the Black community, the Panthers were performing the nation's first mass screenings for sickle cell anemia. They provided dental care, optometry, and basic first aid to people who had been redlined out of hospitals for generations. They proved that healthcare isn't a privilege, it's a right. And yes, they carried guns, but they also carried law books. In the early days in Oakland, the Panthers would follow police cars. When an officer stopped a Black citizen, the Panthers would stand at the legal distance, weapons visible, and read the citizens' rights from the California Penal Code. They used the Second Amendment to protect the 14th. It was a masterpiece of legal theater that forced the state to change the law just to stop them. The FBI didn't destroy the Panthers because they were criminals. They destroyed them through COINTELPRO, a secret illegal program of surveillance, infiltration, and assassination because the Panthers were winning the hearts and minds of the community. They were solving the problems the government refused to touch. The Black Panther Party officially dissolved in 1982, but their legacy is in every free lunch your kid gets at school and every community clinic in your neighborhood. I want to hear from you in the comments. Why does history want you to remember the gun but forget the breakfast? Is it because the gun is scary? Comment power to honor the survival programs. Share this with someone who only knows the militant stereotype. Hit that follow button and join us at Black History Unfiltered.
Okay, Marlo, you chose this topic. What was your purpose?
Well, my purpose is so.
Did we lose CJ?
Well,
I think we lost CJ and Adam. Okay.
Where's that? Adam been gone.
Okay. All right. Okay, there goes CJ. All right, go ahead. What was your purpose in choosing this topic?
So people can see or get a grasp of the full effect of a party that was for the people and not against the people. And they weren't vigilantes. They weren't so militant as they were portrayed to be, how the government portrayed them as animals and disruptive and causing violence when they really were protecting us from the violence, from the mistreatment, from the inequity, from discriminatory behaviors from other races, from other groups. Our women were able to walk down the street and get on the bus. Our women were able to go to work. Our children were able to be fed. And they created a program for what the federal government always takes over, as though they created the free lunch program, which was instituted by the Black Panthers. They're the ones that took funds out of their community. They're the ones that went to work and took funds out of their pocket and came together collectively to feed over 120,000 kids with free lunch. So the government say, hey, well, these black people can't be that intelligent. They can't be developing a nutritional program for underprivileged kids. Let us do it. Let us take reins in it, and let's keep letting them think that you guys are a bunch of ignorant baboons running around creating chaos.
I want to say this. The Black Panther had great intentions, and I give them the utmost respect because I've been watching Godfather of Harlem, and I learned so much about Malcolm X, the relationship that he had with Bumpy Johnson, and Congressman Clayton Adam Powell, and it was a great relationship. And I noticed they had on their walls, in their mosques, Christians believe in slavery, and the Islam nation believes in freedom. They also stated that Christians believe to turn the other cheek. All that means is getting your ass beat. They're willing to accept the ass whipping, whereas the Muslims fight back. So the Black Panthers were sort of similar, even though they didn't convert to the Muslim nation or whatever. They did attempt to fight back.
They did fight back. They didn't attempt. They did that. That's what.
Okay. Well, the reason I say attempt to fight back because it was to no avail. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. But they did attempt to fight back. All right.
Let me be the one to say if they decide to recreate that, I'm gonna be the first one in line to join the Black Panthers.
And you'll be the first one to die.
No, I would not.
Okay, let me tell you something. Listen to me. One mic. I'm gonna let you rebut. Black people do not go to the gun range and train military style. Hold on. As a unit, every weekend, thousands of the white supremacist Aryan nation or whatever go every weekend to the range. They go out in the field on bivouac and train. What's gonna happen? And this is by experience, not just my opinion. The black folks will be fighting over who's gonna be the leader, or fighting over who's in charge. They're going to be shooting each other.
Oh my God!
Yes, this is proven. There are so many more white people in the world than it is black. If the blacks uprise against this government, they're going to be Oriental. They're going to have Oriental names. One more gone. Travis.
Marla, go ahead and get your picture with your little military uniform on the gun. You got one of them?
No, not just
Marla
that. Go get my CO uniform. Go get my special uniform. Go get my special forces.
Red light.
Go get my beret because I love.
All right, let's stick to the topic, Trav. Let's stick. What's your thoughts? If black folks, hold on. If black folks uprise right now, what will happen, Travis?
We will win.
Amen.
I do believe number-wise, I agree with what you're saying number-wise. However, specifically towards Marlo was in the military. Marlo's trained with a firearm. Marlo probably has pictures holding the fucking shot.
But we're not talking on. That's a small ratio. That's a small ratio. We're talking about you're gonna have to fight the National Guard, the Reserve, the military, the Coast Guard, Homeland Security.
But a lot of black people is up in there too. You think they're going to side? They going to side with us? You think the black people
are you serious? If they side with you, they going to jail for the rest of their life because they signed the oath.
We at war. There's no jail right there. We shooting the fight for our freedom and all of that stuff like that. So if we going to do that, there's no going to jail right now.
Hold on, the military, the black military have taken an oath for the
We're
United States.
overrepresented in the military. You know how many blacks.
All right, that's what I'm saying. All right, they have taken an oath to protect the United States of America. They're not gonna flip. They're not gonna flip.
So
Black people, hold on, black people don't even stick together now for anything minuscule. What make you
We're
think they don't stick
working on it,
together?
though, but we're working on it. So say that. I see a lot of black people that's sticking together right now. So we're working on it. So if it's so if people see that, they going sure it's going to be more people joining. So don't sit up here and say black people is not working together, because we are. We learning.
Okay, so if the Black Panthers reunited right now, you'll join Navia?
Yes, I would. I would definitely do that, and I would take the right training to get to do what I got to do. The only thing you need is training. That's what all of the other military people is doing, is training. So all I need is the proper training, and I'm good.
Hey, hold on 1 second. Fact checker, if you get a chance, how many white people are there to each black person? All right, go ahead, CJ.
That's not going to scare me.
CJ. Well, you got a death wish anyway. CJ, go ahead.
Whatever.
I gotta disagree with you because it's they're scared for us to band together. So of course all this violence and this is so much so because they've even talked about how what we would consider or what we allow them to call our young black boys YNs has gotten to the point where they stop killing each other. And these niggas is doing real crimes. They robbing banks, they hitting armor trucks, like they doing. So you can't tell me that you're allowing the opposite race, I'll say white folks, let's just keep it blank, to convince you that we can't stick together when they're scared that if we were to band together because we outnumbered them, You
outnumber who? Who outnumber who?
One mic.
Okay. Okay.
We outnumbered them. They're so scared for us to band together that they're pushing shit like that out. They convince you that we can't sit in a room and have a conversation, let alone be in agreement or come together and overpower them or overthrow them. We can. And I understand what you say about, you say, hey, they go out by the dozens, they go out to do. It's a whole black militia. It's multiple black militia groups out here. And they be on social, and they were on social media until we had to tell them, y'all need to start with y'all social media presence because it can be easily infiltrated.
Okay. So according to Syrian Wikipedia and the latest United States Census, there is 5.5 white person to each white person.
4.5 to 5.
Right. It says 5.45.
That's wrong.
So Wikipedia is wrong.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't really go by Wikipedia.
Okay. All right. What about okay, it says the US Census Bureau quick fact says, hold on. Population. Go back. 70 white. Hold on. White alone percent in the United States 74.8. Black alone 13.7.
Listen, and why your numbers different from your fact checker? Let's shits and giggles, right?
Hold on. My fact checker is not my fact checker is using something different, but it's still the same thing.
Hold on, no, it's not.
It's still the same thing.
This is why vocabulary is important. White Americans, about 59% identify as white. So what you identify as, because you can ask a black person today tomorrow what you identify as, they tell you, just like you don't identify as black. 9 times out of 10, you probably don't even check that shit off of no applications.
And that's where it comes from.
Exactly. So the numbers, you got to know how numbers work. You got to know how data work. I was data analyst. I know how all this shit works.
And I'm HR, so I know that, first of all, they have tricked the system, the census, because now all of a sudden, because Puerto Ricans, such as my nephew, who is half black and half Puerto Rican, they now want to claim them like he can check off, which he's been checking off all his life, that he was white, and he's not white, right? But that's what he check off. So they have them check it off, and then they say, well, check if you're Hispanic or non-Hispanic. So if you Hispanic, we automatically gonna put you in the white group. Look what they did to Stacey Dash because she looked light with light eyes and straight hair. They put her down as a white woman. The girl is black.
She can't white pass for
No,
nothing.
she had to do that. They can't do nothing like that.
They did it. The police officer was online and identified her as a white woman because he didn't know how to identify her.
Oh, here you go, right here. Black Americans make up 13.5%. 13.5%.
But it's what you identify as. You know what you reading. Act like you know what you comprehending.
And then mixed kids don't put down nothing because they don't know what to put. They don't.
That doesn't say identify. It says Black Americans make up 13.5%.
Be for real, Sergio. Be for real.
You being for real. I'm being realistic. I tell you what, y'all go over there and with them Negroes and see what happens. Yeah.
We will, because I'm sticking by my black people. Power to the people.
Oh, okay.
For real, like what? Like I'm not playing.
I'm with all people. I'm with all people.
Remember the Million Man March?
Yeah.
No. And what did the Million Man March accomplish? What did it accomplish?
That we could come together, unified.
What did it accomplish?
It accomplished a lot.
What?
Yes.
It put the fear of God in them to let them know when we need to band together. We band together, and it came together.
It's a difference in marching. It's a difference in marching and fighting. It's a difference in marching and fighting. You know,
oh my God.
The majority of them
marching
that
for peace, but if we gotta do what we gotta do, we gotta do what we gotta do. So you
the
think that the
majority
millions
of
of
them
people
march
would have did
just
nothing?
to say the majority of them march just to say that they marched.
Okay.
All right.
Fitz, you are.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you, it could be 5 to 1. It could be 5 white people to 1. But I think I've seen enough online. These little kids, that little black boy that knocked down 6 white boys by himself. So it could be as many white men as you want.
They not even genetically.
You talking about boys? You talking about boys? We talking about. You talking about boys? We talking about heavily. We talking about heavily well trained men.
Why you think
talking about boys?
Well trained. You don't think
you're talking about boys fighting in the yard.
But for you to degrade black people like that, nigga, you need to get on the thing too. You need to be helping us out. Like
it's not degrading. It's not degrading.
Yes, you are. Like I don't like that. I don't like
it's a hated truth.
Like that.
It's a hated truth.
No, it's not. But things could change. You sitting up here
truth.
making it seem like, okay, yeah, things that happened in the past is some people that is not together, but we can work on that. We done did it. We done showed it. So don't make it seem like we don't stick together because we can.
While you working on it, while y'all working on it, they already on it.
Okay, you think so? Okay,
they already doing it.
Like I said, if they're ready for war, we can get down to.
They not ready? You think they ain't ready?
That's it.
You think they ain't ready? Y'all got RPGs? Y'all got artillery? Y'all got tanks? Hello?
Who got?
I don't have that, but we don't know.
Okay, all right then. That's it.
Millions of black people out here.
Y'all got SAMs. Y'all got SAMs, surface to air missiles. Y'all got all that heat seekers.
I know there's some people that got access to it. I know it's people that got access to it. So like what?
Somebody, Sam Blue Jr. said, "Where is CJ getting the notion that black people outnumber white people in America?"
She didn't say that.
There it is. Where is CJ getting that?
She didn't say that.
Let her speak. Let her speak for herself. CJ, did you say that?
You see where CJ went because she ain't playing games with you.
No, what you mean playing games? It could have been a flick. You want it to be like that. There she go. CJ, did you say that? She'll be back, maybe, hopefully. But anyway, just try it. That's all I say.
We saying black and brown people. Basically, they trying to say that some people don't identify themselves as black people because they could be mixed or anything like that. But it's more brown people on this earth than there's probably white people. More than likely, there's only one race of white people, but there's a lot of black and brown people. That's what they basically saying.
Oh, are you serious? Only one race of Anglo-Saxons? Is that what you're telling me? Or area?
About America. This is not worldwide, Fitz.
Hold on. You saying there's only one race of white people in America?
Oh my God. It's only
I want you to repeat that.
Race. Everybody else is black and brown. Okay.
Oh, Sam Blue Jr. said I didn't mean to say. I didn't mean to say TJ away. Yeah, but anyway, I pity the fool. That's all I gotta say. Like Mr. T.
Which
I
is
pity the
that's what I'm
fool.
pointing to.
I pity the fool.
Graham cracker.
Thanks.
Point
You complimenting me.
That is not a
You
compliment
can't-
at
That is
all.
a compliment. You can't make s'mores without a graham cracker.
No.
Oh, she
You
called
can
me a
make
graham
s'mores
cracker.
any way you want to make them.
Yeah. No, she said she called me a
Exactly.
graham cracker. That's supposed to be equivalent to a house nigga and all that. You know what I'm saying? And I welcome that. I welcome that.
And
Yeah,
what
because
have you gained
I'm not,
from being
I'm
an
not,
Asian?
just like I
Exactly.
said before, I am not black. I'm human.
You are
Human.
black. The first thing they're gonna see you when they
I'm
Exactly.
human.
That's the first
Black
person
man
they
with
gonna
brains.
be you gonna be laid out trying to sit up here and think that
No,
you're not
I'm
joining
gonna
our
be
side
sitting
and
back.
you
I'm
gonna
gonna
be
be
the first
sitting back
one
eating my.
laid
I'm
out
gonna
on
be
the
sitting
ground.
back eating my cereal like light skinned Trav. I'm gonna be sitting back eating my cereal
Is you serious?
Chicken wing.
You think
while
that?
y'all getting demolished, straight like that.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
I
for
believe
real.
in my
But
race.
anyway,
I believe in my
it's
color.
been
And I
highly
believe I
controversial,
believe it.
like I promised it would be, and it's also been informative. And I appreciate y'all contribution and opinions and views. I do want to say that everybody is welcome to join us again next week. I'm going to give y'all the itinerary if y'all in the Raleigh-Durham area, the Triangle area. I'm going to invite y'all to a couple of events we got coming up this weekend. With that being said, peace, love, and hair grease. Love y'all. See y'all next week.
Bye.
All right, still same human time, not black.
Same black time, same black
Same
channel.
human
Exactly.
time.
Whatever.
Black and
Like
black
I
Not
said.
black, not white.